Hello and welcome to yet another Tuesdays at 2, where I share my vast knowledge of executive career management. Each week, Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is episode number 112. It's hard to believe it, but yes, 112. So today's topic is, are references important? One word. Yes, with a bold capitals. Yes, they are important. When they ask for your references, you are entering the last phase of your job search. You spend a lot of time, a lot of frustration. You've probably been angry. You probably had to conquer the fear of rejection. You are at the end, hopefully, of your job search. Why kibosh it? Because you haven't got your references and they aren't ready. So don't mess it up right now. This is a very, very important element. If your references give you good references, then you will probably be sailing through to the job offer. And when you get a job offer, never accept it straight away. Always have it seen by an employment lawyer for the exit clause. When you go in, you need to plan your exit. So don't mess it up because you are so close to achieving your goal. You don't want to miss that goal. So ensure that you check your references. When you select your references, and I will give you a list of who you should have in a couple of minutes, you need to check those references. Why? Is because they might not give you a good reference. Let me give you a classic example that really blew my mind. I thought I'd seen everything, but no, this blew my mind. One of my clients several years ago, he was getting multiple interviews, and then they were asking for his references. And I think he went through about 12 interviews and 12 reference checks, and he wasn't getting the job offer. That frustrated him even more. So he questioned it. So he decided to employ an external agency because he was wondering, well, what are my references saying about me? He didn't check them, which you should do. So he didn't check them. So one of his references, who happened to be, listen to this, happened to be the best man at his wedding just a few years previous and was one of his best buddies, was giving him very, very bad reference. And that kiboshed, that stopped, that halted the procedure for a job offer. So there's a lesson learned. That surprised me, but the lesson is that you should check your references. There's a lot at stake. You may have been on a very long, arduous, frustrating job search. You're getting so close to the end. You don't want one of those guys, maybe your best man, to give you a bad reference. So, who should references be? I would suggest you have about five, keep it at the odd number, about five, maximum seven, and preferably, this is what the preferable status is on references. This is what executive recruiters and HR professionals look for in references. One from a boss, somebody who was higher than you, but it could be somebody not just the current one, because that maybe put you in an awkward position, but it could be a past boss or a boss who's retired from your current company or moved on to another company. Hopefully they will be willing to give a recommendation, a reference for you. And then one should be from a peer, somebody lateral to you, one or two from a peer. And then the next one from an employee, get a good employee. And then a vendor slash supplier. And finally, a client slash customer. So let me run through those again. One from a boss, whether they be retired, moved on, or your current boss, if you feel comfortable with that. And then one from a peer, somebody lateral to you. One from an employee. One from a vendor slash supplier. And then one from a client slash customer. prepare a sheet in Microsoft Word, prepare a file with all your references, with their name, their title, their employment status to you, how they worked with you and where they worked with you and the years they worked with you, and give the person at the other end all avenues, the easiest way to connect. So give them your phone number, and your email, or their email. So that's the easiest way to connect, the fastest way, because they don't want to waste time checking references, but they also do give some time. I was giving a reference for somebody the other day, and I was on the phone for 20 minutes. It was quite an experience to give a reference to somebody. So, but keep them abreast as your job search approaches the end stage. Keep them abreast always, but definitely towards the end stage. Keep all your references abreast of the status of your job search, and warn them that they could be expecting a call from ABC company or XYZ company. Finally, I want to just relate to references available upon request, which I sadly see too often still on resumes. We haven't put that phrase, references available upon request, on a resume since about 2007. So it's about 15 years out of date. You don't want to date yourself. And also that text, I as a resume writer can use to sell my client, and you can use to sell yourself. So never ever have references available upon request on your resume. Anybody got any questions, any comments, anything's on their mind regarding executive career management, anything to do with personal branding, executive recruiters, resumes, CVs, cover letters, your LinkedIn profile? More than happy to answer them. I'll give you my email if anybody's watching and wants a free, no obligation, no sales pitch resume critique. Please send your resume to this address. Mention that you were watching Tuesdays at 2, and I'd be more than happy to give you half an hour. I'll go through your resume, your CV from top to bottom. But I do say it as it is, because you only get one chance to make that impression. So make sure your resume is up to date, the 2023 ATS format. Don't mess around with a resume. You only get one chance. And if it's not ATS, applicant tracking system, that scanning machinery friendly, you are gone. You will lengthen your job search considerably. Also, I'm more than happy to give you a LinkedIn audit. There again, I go through it from top to bottom, scroll down, go through everything, and I say it as it is. And if you want more information on executive career management, please visit my YouTube channel and press the subscribe button and the bell button, where you will be notified of any future videos that are coming down the pipeline. So more than happy to answer anybody's question. Anybody got any comments, questions regarding executive career management? Remember, I'm here every Tuesday, and I also have on Mondays at 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern time. On Friday, I have my career tips for a crazy world. That's a 1-minute quick career tip. And so I'm more than happy to be thrilled you had come on Friday at 2 p.m. and then see me next Tuesday for another Tuesdays at 2. Oh, we got one here from Ricardo. Question here. Hi, Ricardo. When is it a good time to move from my job? I have been at the same organization for almost 5 years now. Well, you're at the end of your line now. So, Ricardo, you need to consider moving, because after 5 years, that can be a negative in your career management. Yes, you may have been promoted from within, but 5 years, 6 years is definitely pushing it. Whereas many, many years ago in my father's generation, it was okay to be in one company from the day you left university or high school to the day you retired. Now it's very encouraged, promoted, that you move around a lot more often. So 5 to 6 years, 7 years, you're really pushing it. You don't want to be pigeonholed in one company. So Ricardo, hopefully that has answered your question. You need to start looking now. Prepare for a job search, get your CV ready, get your LinkedIn profile, and start plan and launch a job search. The next one is, let me see here. Oh, good advice. Thank you very much, Robert Convery. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen you for a long, long time. So that's great. Thank you, Robert, for coming in. Anybody got any other questions? I'm more than happy to answer them before I sign off. Next week, the topic is the top 5 job search mistakes. The top 5 job search mistakes. You wouldn't believe the mistakes I see in just overall career management, not just job search, but you're managing your career, preparing your resume, your CV, your LinkedIn profile, your personal brand, and a lot more. I see constant mistakes all the time, and they absolutely shock me. Remember, you're in front of an audience. That audience can hire you. They can make a decision whether they hire you or don't hire you. So think about your first impression. Make yourself look stellar. Make yourself look seductive throughout the whole process. And never burn your bridges when you're exited from a company, because those people who exited you, the HR manager and somebody else maybe, also have a network. And generally, they are willing to share that network, even though they said goodbye to you. That was another reason, but they're more than happy to, unless you've committed a crime or something, they're more than happy to share their network. So networking is crucial. Anybody got any other questions regarding not just today's topic references, but anything to do with career management? If not, I will see you next week, Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern, when I will be talking about the 5 job search mistakes. Thanks for listening. Have a great week, and I will see you next week, Tuesdays at 2.